Go check them links out. Thanks. Now I'm going to be super transparent with you and tell you why you're watching an Anthem video on this brand new YouTube channel. Now, I don't want to be the guy that says and screams to a community, this game needs to crash and burn. It's useless. Nor do I think Anthem deserves an underdog title and it should rise up like a burning phoenix one day and find its huge player base it deserves. No. What you deserve, BioWare, is to have a niche title with a niche community, and you build to that community. You try to pump out interesting and amazing content for the people that actually are playing Anthem right now to this day, that put that amount of time in till now. I don't see how people are still playing Anthem right now. And the last thing I'm going to say as a jab to BioWare and Anthem altogether is this. So listen up, please. If you're going to years ago say you're working on a looter shooter that you really understand and appreciate what the community really wants and how they actually want to spend their time in these kind of games, and then you wait to such a small tiny window to develop the full game of Anthem and release it to the masses, you don't deserve this appreciation of trying to gather the momentum back up for Anthem. No, the damage has been done. This is what you have. Whoever's playing the game right now, you guys are smart enough to understand. You don't build a freaking game like this in such a small little window. 13 months. And it is so obvious. The things that I'm reading in this patch note, let's go to the patch note section here. All right. So the things that I'm reading in these patch notes are so obvious about fixes that you should have caught way before you even release this game. There's things in these patch notes that's months and months in the finished product of the game that should have been caught with testing, with development time. It's unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. Too little, way too late. Anthem. And this is how I stand today. It might be lighter in the future. It might just burn me up even more in the future. But right now, this is how I feel. Okay? This is how I feel about your game. We're going to go through these patch notes and we're going to talk about a little bit of what's actually going on and if they are actually even developing. If they're actually putting real time in it. Because I don't know if they are. I really don't. Some of the stuff that I'm reading is so silly in this patch. Alright, so new features. This should be freaking huge, man. We got 4 bullet points. 4 freaking bullet points right here. Alright, let's go through it. The Sunken Sail Stronghold is now available to all players who completed the critical path of the story, the main story. Alright, new Stronghold. Added the ability to select contracts from the start of the expedition from the rather individual contract boards of Fort Tarsus. I'm gonna slightly talk about this, okay? So Fort Tarsus is an empty shell. Like, I went through the story. There's a little bits and pieces in there that I really enjoyed because my imagination pieced together. And as me, as a creative person that I am, I've seen what Fort Tarsus could be. My character talking about card tricks. I want to see him pull out card tricks and actually like mix and mingle with some of the NPCs. You know, there's no life in Fort Tarsus. It's single player. So the essence of the multiplayer is completely cut off as well. So you just need to rework Fort Tarsus altogether. Like, if you cannot, why can't I share a beer with the bartender? Like, oh my gosh. So this is understandable that they're taking this approach in the game for the simple fact that Fort Tarsus is such a lackluster. You should be able to pick whatever you want to do wherever you stand. Added the ability to launch a new mission at the end of the expedition. Another thing that falls in, just don't go to Fort Tarsus. Keep the game going. Keep the gameplay loop pushed and high engaged, and it just makes sense. Added the ability to access the forge during missions, strongholds, and free play. This is the only thing that I see that is them understanding how are we going to make our game more sustainable, and how is the synergy of the gameplay loop and the gameplay mechanics going to be able to be put together and weaved in such a way that keeps the player engaged and very mobile. How he wants to experience, how she wants to play. So, I don't see anything about breaking down trash like blues and purples in your inventory. This should have been added as a huge golden text that had beams attached to it, but it's not there. So that is a fail. General notes: added additional Cortex entries to explain combos, detonators, and primer abilities. You're months into your released game, and you're finally putting something in to explain how your game works. Added new universal masterware components. Okay, new loot. So if you remember looking at the roadmap and you're seeing new items every month, I was super excited because I was thinking we're going to have new complete items that changes the way you play your game and how you function your javelin and how you're going to build new builds every single month. Sniper magazine. More storage. 30% base damage. Increased size. 30% damage. Increased ammo, I guess, is up there. 30% damage. Increased size. Magazine. Lackluster. I'm very underwhelmed. These are the new items you're putting in each month. This is what you're giving us. Very, very underwhelming. Added primer / detonator icons in the coordinates. Months in your game and you're finally putting icons on what your items actually provide in a gameplay standpoint. Fixed the bug where legendary freelancer javelin challenges objectives completed correctly. Resolved an issue where players were being kicked out to the Fort Taurus. More load screens. I'm sorry, let's fix that. Fixed the problem where Arcanist Loyalty 3 trophy could not be granted. I'm in such a troll mode right now. I'm not even troll. I'm in a leader standpoint. If I was sitting there at the table of EA at BioWare and you guys provided this kind of information as a patch, nah. Get back in there and start working. Bring me some real passionate notes, some content. What do you got for me? This is what we're releasing to our player base with months in the game? Nah. No. This is what I see right here when I read this. PlayStation users are so obsessed with platinuming games, so we're gonna throttle a trophy so they can't take the game back after they platinum it. It's probably not what it is, but that's how I'm feeling. Fix an issue where notifications for challenges were not appearing correctly. Resolved an issue where after respawning you could be downed again prior to reloading back to fully. Added STT, speech to text. Added TTS, text to speech. Gameplay balance adjustments. Alright, so gameplay balance adjustments. The adjustments is such a undercutted word into this next part, and I went through this to kind of determine how I'm actually going to feel fully about the full package of this patch. Okay, so I went through this. Adjustments is a cutthroat word in the next thing that we're going to go through, and this is pretty much it. This is pretty much my last thing that I want to bring to the table in this video. Masterworks Now, adjustments to me could be big things. Like, we are going to change how some of these guns work to be able to excite players. When you actually use this gun, like how you use your skills, your filler, how these guns actually portray their part, their job. Let's see what they came up with. All right, machine pistol. 200% to 400%. Just increase. Just bump up the numbers. Rolling carnage. 50 to stack to 3. 83 to stack to 3. Auto cannon. 200 to 225. Number increase. Number increase. Look at that. Death from above. 65% to 235%. My God! That's great! That's doing so much work. Oh man, it's really helping the gear out in this game. Increasing the number isn't helping the synergy on how you actually play this freaking game. Increasing the number does not add any personality to what this freaking weapon is all about. Increasing the number is not going to continue to push this loot in the right direction. Increasing the number is not going to change how inscriptions do not provide any personality to your kit. Increasing a number is not how you're going to fix this game. It's not. It's not. I don't even care about reading anything more. Actually, all this stuff right here is just stuff that should have been found in the game already. But this stuff should already been in day one. This is a day one patch. This is a day one patch. After testing the beta, the free beta, all this should have been day one. I heard that BioWare is trying to hire some people to completely reconstruct the whole freaking face of loot. Do it. Hire somebody. You guys don't know what you're doing. Pass it over. I wish I could love you. I don't hate you. I'm just speaking the truth. That's going to be it for me. Guys, if you want to check the links below to support me and like more content like this, that I'm just going to speak the truth. I don't care how many feet that I step on, because it needs to be said. It needs to be said in a manner that's not just trying to build algorithms on YouTube. I don't care. Let's go to full screen. I gotta say more about this. I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not care about a freaking algorithm on YouTube. I don't care about plays. I don't care about how you're gonna build the biggest number of subscribers. What I care about is actually reaching someone that needs to hear the right words at the right time. If you're a gamer that is always forced to listen to just people spit out trash and rage, listen, there's people out there that are very, very positive like me. If you watch any of my other videos, you'll understand what kind of person I am. I'm a very passionate gamer, and I'm a very, very, very strong identity when it comes to just being as real as possible. So if you need somebody like that in your life, hit that sub button, okay? If you need somebody to talk to, check out my Patreon, where I personally reach out to anybody that wants to jump in there on a one-on-one connection. Do you need help with gaming? Do you need help with real life? Do you need just like fitness, like bounce off ideas on what to eat, and like anything, I'm here for you. Okay, that's going to be it for me. Check the description if you want links. Goodness gracious.